first played that game. Nothing like halfway through when he started talking to Naomi, and he was like he was like the whole sad music. And my brother was like, oh my God, together. I'm the hero of just a subject. I'm the hero. I'm just a soldier. It's all I know how to do. The war's never over for a soldier. In fact, it's the worst time of a soldier's life. All I know how to do is kill and carry out the next mission. What? We're gonna do some snake voices again?
Nope.
Well, we're now on the beach. And carry out some missions now. So, you think you know CQC? Well, let me tell you something right now. You don't know a goddamn thing about CQC. Well, except for that guy over there. We call him the boss. That's right. I know CQC. I'm the best at it. There was one person who was better than me. And I killed him. That doesn't even make sense. Like, how good are you at CQC, sir? Well, the person that taught me CQC, I would say she was better than I was. But in the end, I was the victor. Didn't she kill herself?
No, she didn't kill herself.
How'd she die again?
He shot her in the fucking head.
But I thought she... Oh, wait. She did somewhere she killed herself, didn't she?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
No.
You can talk about anything or what?
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm fucking recording.
You're an asshole. How long have you been recording for?
Probably since you went on your little rant.
A Metal Gear rant?
Yeah.
That's what he does.
They probably couldn't even hear you because you're so far away from the mic.
Good.
You're just babbling.
I think the real question is, are you going to talk about anything? Or are you going to waste my fucking time again and ask me something I already know?
Talking about.
Last week, you're all like, so, computer gaming is a lot better than console gaming.
It
And I was
is.
like, no it's not. He's like, yeah it is. It's got better graphics, better controls. And I ran through, and you were like, but you do realize that computer games look better than the console games. And I was like, yeah. But that's all I want to know. Alright, dumb son of a bitch.
Well,
I need a new drink.
I can make you one of those.
Good.
Finish.
You suck at making drinks, by the way. This is all rum.
That's the point. I'd be a good bartender.
You're supposed to mix it.
I didn't stir it.
Yeah. No, I don't want it stirred. I want it shaken, like Bond.
I want to dive into this guy. Aw.
Can't dive in him. He's a ghost.
Apparently. So,
What?
you want to explain why it's Love Is Over edition, just to get that out of the way?
For anyone who's been watching this show, first of all, thank you.
First of all,
But for anyone who's been watching this show, and they're like, that Chew guy's a fucking asshole. How the hell does he have a girlfriend? That guy's a piece of shit. Well, today's your lucky day, because now I'm fucking single. I got dumped. Like, what gets dumped?
trash.
It's too common. It's too common. Need something clever. I got dumped like yesterday's trash.
Stupid bastard. Well, I mean, we all have our problems in love and things like that. I understand. You know, I understand better than most. Did I just stab that guy? Was I not supposed to do that? Oh, I was supposed to do that.
That was impressive, seeing as how you stabbed him without even stabbing him.
Well, you know, what do you want? It's a PSP game. But, no, man, you know, it sucks. We always have drama with women and things like that. I think in your particular case, it'll be good. If it's gonna work out, it'll work out. That's kind of the way I view my situation. You're gonna be okay.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
You don't understand, okay? I'm worse than I am when I was single.
Drink some beer. Why?
When I was single, I was like, I wasn't morbid and I wasn't depressed. I was just I was set with my life the way it was, where I was just like, you know what? I don't need anyone else to make me happy. I'll make my own damn self happy, okay? Some lady trots along and says she wants to hook up and have some fun. I'll do it. And I'll just play it by ear. I ain't gonna overthink shit or nothing. Other than that, I am very happy and content with just going the rest of my life being single as fuck. But after this shit, now I'm just like, fuck everybody. Women mostly, that aren't Australian. To where I don't want to talk to any other chicks as far as relationships go and all that other crap. Because everybody's just so fucking headlong into the whole marriage and shit.
Well, I think you got to give a little bit of a background. Well, I mean, if people have been watching the show, then they know kind of your views on that. That you're not one of those guys that, you know, that believes in marriage.
Yeah. Well, just because I don't believe in marriage or see the point in it, doesn't mean that I would never do it. I just don't understand why people break their necks on trying to get married. Like, why they have to live on this clock thinking that they gotta be married by this certain point in their life and they gotta start having kids by this certain... I mean, like, kids I can understand because, you know, there is actually a clock for people as far as, like, having kids. But marriage, I don't see the rush in things, you know. A lot of marriages today are shit because people get rushed into it or they get pressured into it and they feel that they gotta do it and they don't. Because most of the times they don't truly know the damn person that they're getting married to.
Right. That was my whole beef with this last girl that I was talking to, is that she never really got to know me before she passed judgment on me.
Yeah. And you know, and it's different. I mean, there's people who, like, think they know somebody after a year, and there's people who don't fully know someone until, like, 5 years down the line. You know, but the fact of the matter is that nobody takes the time to fully get to know the person that they're with. And sometimes you need to be just content with being in a relationship with that person and not trying to force anything more than that. Like, not overthinking it. It's a lot of mistakes that's the major mistake that a lot of people make nowadays. You know, they think like, oh, you know, we've been together for like 3 years, so it's time to get married. It's like, no, it's not time to get married. You know, you'll know when it's time, pretty much.
Yeah, you know, it's really sad because I consider myself a pretty logical guy. Like, if I was watching myself, I would give myself the correct love advice. However, it's different when you're in the relationship. Like, it's hard for me to because you get feelings involved. You know, like one of my biggest issues with this last chick was I didn't want to say or do anything that would piss her off or drive her away or, you know, do anything negative. I just wanted everything to be good. So when she would do things, even though I knew they weren't right, I wouldn't say anything to her about it. And that's not good. And you always have to, like, communicate. Communication is, like, the most important thing.
It's key.
I think you guys had decent communication, but you just have different ideas of what you guys want.
We have different ideas of what we want. As far as communication goes, that was kind of janky. Well, on my part, the communication was fine because I know what type of person I am, and I know, like, there's certain things that I do that looks funny or iffy, you know? Like, normally guys have guy friends, and normally girls have girlfriends. There are rare cases where you have a guy where, like, he has more friends that are female than he has that are male. And I know that that looks a little shady, you know, but I didn't hide that. That was one of the first things that I put out there. Like,
right.
that was what I did when I first got into a relationship, is I put myself out there. Like, I told her how I was. I told her how I think on some stuff. Not too much to where it would scare her away, but I gave her enough to where there would be no surprises.
Right. That's what I believe, too, because, you know, I believe that the more honest and upfront you are with people,
Yeah.
the less surprises you're going to get in the long run. And I've always been that way about, you know, just people in general. Like, this is kind of me. This is how I am. Deal with it, you know?
Yeah.
And I also think one of the key important factors is compromise. Everybody thinks that when you meet the right person, everything's gonna be great, fucking babies are gonna be born, fucking bells are gonna go off, confetti's gonna fly, fucking birds will sing, all that shit, music's gonna play, and you don't have to do anything, you don't have to work at it. It's not true. You have to compromise a little bit, within reason. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's certain shit that you're gonna do that's gonna drive the other person crazy. That's just human nature. Unless you do get into one of those lucky situations where you guys are just on the same page like that, you're like that. But that's very rare.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's shitty. We all go through it. I'm just kind of going through it. Not really. I mean, I've been going through it for like the last fucking 7 months because I've been trying to get this chick to fucking commit or do something. And a lot of people tell me I'm wasting my time and stuff like that. But I mean, you at least can take a step back, and you know, like I said, you never know if that's like the end of it or what. Maybe you still have that whole ground of you don't, you know, it's neither here nor there. You know, you're just kind of in a weird place right now. Yeah, you broke up, but that doesn't mean you can't get back together and all that.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
But I mean, do you want to get back together with her?
I want to get back together with her, but there are things about her that she's not going to change. And there's things about me that I'm not going to change. Like, I'm down for compromising, but there's a limit to where there's a difference between compromising and there's a difference between changing who you are.
Exactly.
And I believe, like, if it's going to take me, like, to ditch all my friends that I have that I'm cool with and that are cool with me, and ditching like some family members and like parts of my character just to be with her, I'm not down to do that. And I wouldn't expect her to do that either.
I think it's easier for her to say, well, you don't need to do that because I don't do it because she doesn't have all that. You know what I mean? She doesn't have a bunch of family and friends out here, so it's easy for her to like kind of disregard you in that aspect.
Well, that's the thing is like she's got family. I mean, she's got her mom, she's got her sister. That's way more than what I got. I got my uncles and my aunt and my cousin. That's it. All my immediate family is gone, dude. They're out in Wisconsin. You know, nowhere near me. Like, the closest I get to them is when I talk to them on the phone. So I don't have the luxury that she has. And she doesn't really have a lot of friends. And that's mostly like self-inflicted. So I can't really feel sorry for her about that. And it's that reason alone that she can't understand that, you know, you need those friends outside a relationship to kind of like get a break from it so you don't get tired of the person that you're with.
Yeah, not even that, but this makes you a regular person.
Makes you a regular person.
You can't be, you know, Charles with so-and-so, or, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be okay with yourself without the other person.
Exactly. Cause you ever see those people when you used to go to school where like they got a girlfriend or a boyfriend and they're always together?
Yeah.
So where like if you ever saw them alone, you wouldn't recognize them. Like you'd be like, "Wow, you look so weird without your boyfriend next to you and stuff." Or when they go out and they're alone and the whole time they're just sitting like, I wish Johnny was here with me right now. I'd have a lot more fun if Johnny was here. You know, I wish Crystal was next to me. It's really hard for me to have fun when Crystal's not here.
Well, it's not even that they would look weird. It's just like they don't know how to like act.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're not okay without the other person, you need them around you so much. I get that because it's love and all that shit. Like I'll be honest, dude. I think about this chick every day. It kind of hurts that she's not around, that I'm not around her. But I don't let it like change who I am. You know what I mean? And that's like the hardest part, is because you know, I mean, maybe I do here and there. Like, you know, I started smoking again. You know, it has and it hasn't. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But if you can minimize it, because I mean, everybody's human. It's just one of those things. Like, you just gotta. Nobody's gonna hear the fucking gameplay, anyways.
Are they gonna hear us talking?
Yeah, they'll hear us talking.
All right.
As long as you don't mumble some shit out.
The music's usually kind of loud when I listen back to it.
Turn it down.
I'm just saying. I was asking. Oh man, it sucks, dude. It sucks, you know, not having anybody to go to bed with, to come home to anymore. But
Hey man, I've been doing that for like 7 years. That doesn't bother me anymore.
I don't know. I mean, I've just grown accustomed to it over the 2 years. But I don't know. I think people just put way too much pressure on other people with the whole like marriage thing. I don't get it.
I wouldn't mind getting married. I'm not against it. I used to be against that and kids. Like, I was just like, no, I'm not ever gonna do that, ever. But now, in my older age, I'm more open to it. But it has to be with the right person. You know, and you have to trust them and all that shit.
Yeah. I'm not against marriage. I just don't understand the point. I don't see the point.
It's just a piece of paper.
That's why I said.
But
that's what I've been saying.
It's nice.
Forever.
It's nice to make you feel closer to the person. That's really what it is. That's why girls like it, I think.
I don't know. I guess it doesn't. I mean, I've never been married, so I can't like literally say I don't feel that. But I don't see how that's gonna make any kind of difference. Like, one of my friends recently did get married, and he was with the person, I think like almost a decade. He was with her for a long ass time, and they recently got married. And I asked him, I was like, so how's married like treating you? And he was like, same as always been. Like, I've been with her for like, you know, 6-7 years. You know, I've been living with her for like the past 3 or 4 years. It's not really a difference. The only difference is I have a piece of paper that says we're legally together. You know, and when you hear shit like that, that's how I feel, man. It's like I don't see what the big difference is besides that sheet of paper. Like everybody wants to do the whole little Beyonce dance talking about putting rings on it. It's like the ring isn't even the important part. You want the fucking piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can get you a fucking ring if you want. It's like it's not gonna mean anything. And honestly, like I agree more with the whole idea of a promise ring than a marriage. You know, like you got the ring that's supposed to symbolize that you're with that person for life.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's when you have a sheet of paper with your signatures on there and your info saying that you guys are legally together, that looks more like an obligation to me than you actually want to be with somebody.
Well, I mean, love in general is a weird thing. Like, I kind of look at it like it's just an emotion that you feel for somebody, and it's different on each person that you feel it towards. I mean, obviously, you know, you love your parents, you know, I love you to a degree, you know, like it's all like just relative to your feelings, and it's all it is. It's just an emotion. You know, people blow it all out of perspective and make it like the end of the world and shit, which it can feel that way, but it's really just an emotion, just like anger or jealousy or anything else.
I don't know.
But I think you'll be okay. I know you will.
I'm sure I'll be okay, but I'm scarred. Okay,
Everybody got their baggage, dude.
scar tissue's gonna be there, and it sucks because even if there was to be somebody else, they get the fucking residuals of it, and that sucks for them.
Can't do that.
And I don't want to be that way.
Don't be that way.
That's why I just say I'm fucking done.
Just don't.
Unless they're Australian.
Hey guys, check out this. Oh, we're getting hacked now. Something Wicked 99. That's cool.
Take your hack somewhere else, Wicked.
I'm sure he's not a real person.
He is a real person. Don't be fucking raining on my parade. It's been rained on enough this week. We'll add to it. Anyway.
We shouldn't have picked Metal Gear. I really want a cigarette now.
That's pretty much all I gotta say for the Love Is Over edition. What else you want to talk about?
Fuck, I had all kinds of good stuff and I forgot it.
You would.
I thought you were gonna talk about tattoos.
I don't know. Got some other shit too.
I'm gonna make you another drink while you figure it out.
Maybe another drink.
Start talking to the hacker.
Why don't you shake it this time?
Talk to the hacker.
I ain't talking to that guy. He's a fucking walking disease. I'm filling for him while he's gone. Yeah, so you've been watching that Arrow show? Yes, Steve, I've been watching the Arrow show. Oh, what do you think about it? You think it's good, right? It's really good, you see how my boy Ollie gets down, fucking killing people left and right. Yes, Steve, he has been killing people left and right. Ollie is awesome. Yeah, that's right, that's my boy. Yeah, what about Deathstroke? You like Deathstroke? You know what? I was really into Deathstroke because it's by the guy that plays Crixus on Spartacus. I never watched the show. I ain't got time for that shit. Of course you don't. Well, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember his name. I think it's Paul Blackthorne. I'm pretty sure that's what his name is. I'll look it up in a little bit. But he plays Crixus on Spartacus. And he beasts on that show probably even more than he does on Arrow. Yeah, whatever. But he's my boy, he's the shit. I really like that twist that they did where, they showed Deathstroke or the guy that you think is Deathstroke, where he's got the little half black, half yellow mask on. He's fucking slicing people up left and right. And I was like, oh, it's my boy Deathstroke. And then Ollie goes and he runs into the real Deathstroke, my boy Slade Wilson, and it was fucking awesome. And he was like, my name's Slade Wilson. I was like, oh, it's the best twist ever. Yeah, it was a pretty good twist there, but yeah, I was really into that guy when he popped on the screen, and once they said that he was Slade Wilson, like, then I really got into him, and I was like, okay, like, I'm a really big Deathstroke fan now because of that guy. Yeah, my boy does work. But anyway, like, at the end of the day, that show is pretty much what a lot of people were saying it was, which was it's just Batman, except he wears green and he carries around a bow and arrow. Yeah, but Batman doesn't kill anybody, and my boy Ollie does. He fucking shoots an arrow up in their necks and shit. I'm all about that shit. Yeah. I bet you are all about that shit. It's pretty awesome. All about it. Oh, hey, what's going on?
What the hell are you talking about? What the fuck were you saying?
I didn't say anything. I was filling in for you while you're gone.
You realize I'm gonna see this shit later.
Great. If they ever did a movie about you, I'd be your stuntman. Oh, hey, Tron.
What's going on? Well,
I'm just doing work. Playing shitty ass Metal Gear graphics.
hey, I like these cutscenes.
I'm just kidding. It's awesome.
I like these cutscenes. I wish all of them were like this.
Anyway, about the tattoos. What made you want to get tattoos? Why do you have so many? What goes into your mind when you get these tattoos?
I never really thought about it. I just kind of did it. I'm a big fan of like art, and once I realized that like they could draw on you and it would stay there forever, like that's kind of cool to me. And that was really all it is. Like, I don't have any deep meanings. None of my tattoos mean anything. Yeah, it's kind of lame. I'm not really the person you want to ask that question because none of my shit means anything. It's just all artwork to me. It's things that I like.
So you just think something looks cool and you get tattooed on you?
If I like it enough, it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to mean something, like, in terms of, like, the interpretation that I get it. Something that's nice enough to where I'd be like, yeah, that would look cool. I'm a fraud.
Would you say that this arm is a sleeve?
Well, they're both technically sleeved. They're just done differently.
I wouldn't say it. Sleeves.
They were just done differently. I mean, anybody that's seen my tattoos, this was all done at once. And this arm was all done, which
So what is the thought process for the sleeve?
Well,
the sleeves are in right now. I don't know why.
This is getting on there. Okay. This was all one artist, and he did it all at once. Not all in one sitting, but he did it. He's like, okay, this is what it's gonna be. He did the outline all at once, and then he just went back and shaded it and did this and did that. This was. I got this when I was real young. I got this when I was real young. I got this when I got a little older. And I just had them tie it all together. That's why it looks shittier.
See this arm. This is what I like to call the cluster.
Exactly.
This is a sleeve.
Well, there's two ways to get your arms tattooed. I mean, you can do a bunch of little tattoos in chunks like that.
Yeah.
Or you can just do one big piece. It's all the same. It's still a sleeve. It just depends on.
It's not a sleeve.
Okay, it's not a sleeve.
That's my thought process, though. That's my opinion.
Right.
But I'm trying to figure out what kind of thought process goes into the sleeve. Like, do you go and you just say, I want a sleeve, and then they were like, what do you want in the sleeve? Or do they just be like, I'll give you a sleeve, or you want this, or do you want this?
Well, this I really like Japanese tattoos.
Yeah.
And I also really like black and gray tattoos. Japanese tattoos are not normally black and gray. So I just told him, I was like, anything Japanese. And I didn't really tell him what I wanted. I said I wanted some waves. I think that was like the only thing I told him. I have like a couple of waves down here. But other than that, he drew up the fish, he drew up the snake, he drew up the fucking flower and the dragon. That was all him. That's what he wanted to tie the sleeve together.
Yeah.
So you have to remember they're artists too. So you can give them an idea and they'll make it.
Yeah. Well, I'm asking because usually when people get sleeves or just tattoos in general, but mainly associated with sleeves, they've always got some kind of skull. They have some kind of fish, which is usually a koi fish. There are always dragons. There's always flowers. And I think that's it. I don't know the meaning behind the koi fish or the dragon.
Koi fish just symbolizes luck.
Okay. But what I'm saying is they usually all get the same shit. And I was trying to wonder or trying to figure out what the thought process was. Because I mainly got into tattoos because of Allen Iverson. You don't know who Allen Iverson is? Allen Iverson is probably the reason why most sports athletes have tattoos all over them. He was like he's a basketball player, and like when he first came into the league, he was known for his cornrows and his tattoos. Like he had tattoos everywhere, all over his arm. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. It didn't get popular until Allen Iverson. But you know, and I think like he had some interviews where they were asking him like what all of his tattoos were. He's like, oh, you know, this is just all stuff that describes me and things that I like, you know, and I just get them tattooed on me. I was like, that's cool. I want to start doing that. And since I'm already like in drawing and stuff, I made the decision to like I only want to get things on me that are that I drew myself. Clearly, I didn't live up to that rule, but a lot of thought goes into what I get on my body as far as like what I'm gonna get, how it's gonna look, and where it's gonna go.
Yeah, there's some people that are like that are really super meticulous, and I am not really one of them. You know, I'm very impulsive. Very impulsive.
I'm impulsive too, but I don't want to just get the same thing that everyone else has. You know, like with a koi fish, it's like that looks cool, but I don't want a koi fish tattoo just because everybody's got a koi fish tattoo.
Well, that wasn't my reasoning for getting it. I just didn't have any gripes against it when he gave it to me.
Yeah.
You know, it worked good with the sleeve. It's wrapped in a snake. That's kind of cool because, you know, I've never seen that before where they're actually doing something with the koi fish. It's usually just been a koi fish, but, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater like that. I'm not. See,
I'm not hating. I'm just saying I don't like to do what everybody does.
Right.
You know, it's like if I'm ever doing something that's like trendy or like considered that thing at that time, I would like to think that it's purely coincidence and not just because everybody's doing it. It's like, oh, everybody's wearing skinny jeans now, I'm gonna start wearing skinny jeans. Like, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. See, I didn't start wearing skinny jeans until I one day was like, I want to try those on. They look kind of comfortable, and they were. And I was like, oh, I'll wear them. But they had been out for fucking years before I started wearing them.
Yeah. Well, I like your style on this arm more than I like this because, like I said, everybody's doing sleeves, so I'm not really into the sleeve idea.
Well, this was rough because I moved around a lot. It was hard to find artists, and everybody. It's a cluster. I don't regret it, but it's a lot harder to do a sleeve that way.
I don't mind getting different artists though.
I don't mind it either, but it is hard. Finding a good tattoo artist is hard, period. So
yeah.
So that's why it makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
Especially in the state of Arizona. Arizona is very rough.
I don't know, because like maybe it's a little easier for me just because I can draw up most stuff and I can kind of walk into the shop and tell them what I want. So then no matter what they do, usually it ends up looking the way I want it to look. I don't think I've ever had to run into the situation where somebody showed me something that I gave them and it was like the complete opposite of what I was looking for. Like, cause there are people who just walk into a shop and they're like, I want a tattoo, and they flip through the page and they're like, I want that, and they get it and they do it, and sometimes it looks good and sometimes it looks bad. I haven't run into that problem. I usually know what I want, or at least have an idea, and it turns into like a collaboration with me and the tattoo artist. And that's kind of the artist that I look for. Is I look for someone who doesn't necessarily just trace whatever you want onto your body. They actually like have some input on the design, or
Yeah, well, most good ones will do that.
yeah. So those are the artists that I usually look for. But would you say that they hurt?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think they hurt.
Depends on where you're getting them.
That's what I heard, but I haven't run into that situation yet.
Depends on where you're getting them. Depends on how long of a session you're going for. But yeah, did I tell you, when I had my sternum done, that was not fun at all.
No?
Nope, hated it.
I don't know, dude. Because before I got my first one, a lot of people were like, "It hurts, man. It hurts a lot." Like, you know, they got that needle, and I don't like needles, so I was like freaking out.
It doesn't even, it's not really a needle. I mean, it is, but you can't really look at it in that terms, because you don't see it. It's just like a little...
But this is before I got one, so like the thought that I had in my head was completely different from when I actually did it. And when I ended up getting a tattoo, like, shit feels good, man. Like it feels like sex, pretty much.
Oh God, you're one of those.
It really does, dude. Like, I get that shiver through my body, and it just feels really good. So, like,
Some people are like that.
and that's why, I keep on getting tattoos because I like the way it feels. But it takes me a while to get one because I
You
feel
just
like
jerk
actually
off like a
grinding.
normal person.
Too much work.
No, I like tattoos, man. Most of the tattoo culture is kind of weird. I went to Hell City because one of the artists that I wanted to get work done from did my chest at Hell City. And, you know, they have like the fucking lizard man guy there, and, you know, it's really kind of weird.
I only know one tattoo artist, and that's Kat Von D.
Yeah, you would.
All the other names slip me because they're not as in the public eye as she is. So,
I remember when she was fat.
was she hot?
She's still pretty hot.
Like a big
fat
woman.
chick. Yeah, she lost a lot of weight.
That's cool.
I don't hate on Kat. Most people in the tattoo industry do,
Why?
because they think she's trendy and fake and successful.
I don't like that she'll charge you $200 for like something as small as this.
Well, her time is money though.
Can't see it. I'm black. I'm sorry. Oh wait, it's not on the
We're
camera.
not on camera.
Where's that? They're not gonna see it anyway. Jesus Christ, your camera's so slow. They can't see that.
It's not slow. That's the stream.
Anyway, let's say like tattoo is like maybe this big. She charged you like $200, which is understandable because I mean if she kept it like reasonable like everybody else, she'd probably have a line wrapped around the entire earth.
No, she's just booked out for like months and months. I actually tried getting something done from her one time. I emailed her.
Yeah,
Yeah, she couldn't. I don't even think I think she said no or something like that. She said no.
yeah. I don't know. I get it where you know you gotta kind of up the price to balance out the clientele.
There's
but
There's
still.
much better artists out there than her though.
Yeah, but it's Kat Von D.
That's fine. She's cute. Whatever. She speaks Spanish. That's fine. But
She does.
I think she's a very unique individual. I would like to hang out with her. That's about it.
You follow her on Instagram.
That's the only thing I follow her on is Instagram.
She has good artwork.
That was one of the reasons why I started drawing again. Well, not one of the reasons why I started drawing again, but the direction that I went was because of some of the sketches she did. She used to do this thing where she would sketch every day.
Yeah.
She would do one sketch a day and post it on there. And that's really kind of one of the things that I was like, oh, that's really cool. I tried doing it. I'm like every 3 days or so.
Yeah.
2 days. It's a lot because I have to get a good idea, and I get scared because I'm gonna fuck it up.
Yeah. I do it once a week and it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
But yeah, she's cool. I was watching her show a little bit on Netflix, but
Which one? LA Ink?
yeah.
Oh, that's old.
I know, but I just wanted to look at her.
I liked Pixie. her assistant. She's like the receptionist.
Is she on episode 1?
Yeah, I think so. Dude, there's no way you shouldn't know who she is. She's got a forked tongue.
Oh yeah.
She's got piercings there. She's really cute.
Yeah. I don't know about the forked tongue thing, but yeah, she's cool.
You gotta be open. Like I said, that's one of the things I was saying. That's what that tattoo culture is. They have weird shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the culture is kind of weird just because I'm down for, getting the arms, and I'll get something on my chest somewhere, maybe on my back. I'm not really down for getting anything on my legs, maybe around my ankle, maybe on my foot, but I usually want to stick around the upper torso region. I don't get where they get it all around here, and now it's coming all on the face. And I would can commit to that.
See, I would go up to here if I could get away with it. And I could get away with it at work. They wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things like, with my luck, I'd get fired from that job, and then I'd have to find another job.
It's not even a work thing though. I couldn't. I don't know if I could see myself. Like, you know what? I would get something like Pharrell. Like, I like his. I don't know if he still has it because he recently got it removed. But he had an angel tattoo right here. I get something like that. That's probably as far up as I'll go, dude. Like, I don't really plan on getting anything on my face. The far up as I'll go is on my neck, and if I went on my neck, it'd be like one part. It wouldn't be like all around here and stuff. I couldn't do it. And it has nothing to do with work. It's just, I don't know. I couldn't see myself just getting that crazy with it.
It should have to do with work, though. You have to be mindful of that. Although it is getting more acceptable in the workplace.
Yeah, dude. You ever see cashiers now? Cashiers like all fucking tatted up at like Target and shit.
Yeah, Target. Target's big on having tattoos. They don't give a shit. They got their red hair and shit too.
They didn't used to do that back in the day, man. They were real strict about that. I used to have an eyebrow piercing, and I pushed carts at Sam's Club, and they made me take that shit out. That's why I got a scar now. I was like, really, dude? I pushed carts. I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna get freaked out here. I do understand the mindset of it though. Like, who's the one dude from Blink-182? Travis? Who's his last name?
Travis Barker?
Travis Barker. This is back before everybody was doing it, but like, he was tatted up everywhere. And they were like, man, it's like, so what's the thought process? Like, what's the motivation for you doing that? Like, going so far and above? And he was like, I like tattoos, and he's like, it's kind of a motivational thing for me to like keep doing what I do.
He did say that.
Because I can't get a regular job looking like this, He's like, so I gotta like keep doing what I do so I can like live comfortably and have all my tattoos and stuff like this. Because I mean, if this doesn't work out, I'm fucked. And I was like, that's actually a really good explanation for it. And I'm pretty sure everybody's like, leeching off of him saying the exact same thing. But with him, that was like my first time hearing something like that. So
yeah, I remember he did say that.
I understood that thought process. So, but everybody does it now, and it's like people who work at fucking Walmart, and I'm like, what is your motivation for doing all that shit and you work at Walmart?
There's a lot of weird things. Like, if I see somebody and they have nice ink, I don't say anything to them. Because
I don't say anything regardless, unless they have like Spider-Man or something.
I won't say anything to them, period. Because anybody that has a lot of tattoos, I mean, you get people that come up to you. And I've had, girls come up to me, fucking grab my arm. Oh, let me see. Do this shit.
Nice.
And fucking, it's like, come on, like, it's not an invitation to just fucking, like.
They don't ask you?
No, they'll just grab you and shit, and then, they'll talk. Some people will just talk to you about it. It just gets old. Like, you get sick of, and people say, well, why are you doing it then if you don't want the attention? It's like, I don't want the attention. If I had a little switch that could turn it off where nobody would see them, I would do that. But they're there for me. They're not there for everybody else.
Are you at like a bar when this happens?
Dude, I could be at fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
And somebody will run up, come up to me and do that, or like, most of the time you hear somebody like I'm not like a cashier, getting something, and they'll say, "Oh, I really like your tattoos," and that's cool. You know, I'll be like, "Thanks," you know, blah blah blah, and then it turns into a whole fucking conversation. Like one of the guys at work, prime example. When I first started this job, I wore nothing but long sleeves, and I didn't have to. You could wear short sleeves, like I do now. But it was funny because I started not wearing them because this chick that I was talking to there was like, "Hey, you should wear short sleeves," and she like talked me into it. But I was against it, and I was telling one of the guys at work, I was like, "Look, I really am not looking forward to doing this shit." And he was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Cause, dude, you'll see once I fucking start doing it." And he sat right behind me. And sure enough, dude, like the first 2.5 weeks, actually maybe the first month after I did that, like every day, dude, somebody'd walk up to my desk and, "Oh, let me see your ink. I didn't know you had." And it's just, you know, you have to go through this whole conversation with them. Where do you get it done at? And blah blah. And it's not like, you know, it's they're bad for doing it or whatever. But it's just like, I relate it to like being a celebrity or like your last day at work. Like if you know you're leaving work, you know you have to talk to like every person you come across to that day that knows that it's your last day.
Yeah.
You have to have the same conversation with them. Like,
Do they have tattoos themselves?
no, not always. No, usually no.
No. See, I don't run into that. I run into like, I'll be like minding my business, and I guess like they're staring at them while I do it, and they'll be like, "What does that mean?" And then that's when the conversation sparks. Where like, "How many do you have? Like, what does all that stuff mean?" And you explain it. No one like, I don't have a lot, but no one comes up and they're like, "Oh, what is this? What is this?" You know?
Yeah, I mean,
And they usually have tattoos themselves. See, I did that with you because it's like you said, when you were working there, you had long sleeves on, and like sometimes you could see like, I could see like it popping out of your wrist, and I'll be like, "Oh, he's got tattoos." And then one day you did like come with no sleeves, or I think I saw you outside of work, and you had like a whole, like your whole arm done. I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "This dude is hardcore." The thing that caught my eye was the American Psycho,
Patrick Bateman. Yeah.
Bateman, and that was what made me go up to you and be like, "Oh man, like, so you like American Psycho?" And you're like, "Yeah." And then you show me the other stuff, and the thing that I like about your tattoos is you had a theme going where you had like a lot of horror like movies on your arm, and that was what attracted me to it. But I mean, I'll compliment somebody if something catches my eye. I'll say that's a nice tattoo right there or something. But I don't like usually break out into a freaking conversation with them unless it's like, I don't know, unless I know them or something.
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of those things, dude. Like I won't do it just because I don't personally like it. I'm sure there's people out there that love the attention of having conversations with, you know, about their tattoos and stuff. But me personally, it just gets old to me. Like I get sick of having the same conversation with different people I meet.
Well, I'm like you, where I don't do it to show off. You know, there's people like on Facebook and Instagram, like, "You got a new tattoo," and they'll like got pictures of it and stuff.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't
either.
do that. Like,
Yeah.
I get tattoos all the time, and I never like really tell anybody.
You know, funny thing though. When I got my chest done, there are pictures of my tattoo on Instagram, but it's from the artist because he took a picture of it and he put it on Instagram. So like that, and in that respect, like he was proud of it. He wanted to show it. Like I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't do that shit myself. You know.
Yeah, I think if I did do it, it was probably when I got my very first one, and I was like, I got a tattoo, but as far as I can remember, dude, like I don't like show it off to the world. Like it's always just, if I'm around my friends or somebody, like they'll just be like, "When the hell did you get that?" You know, and then my mom is the only person where she'll literally like start grabbing me like, What do you have now? What do you have now? Stop getting tattoos.
Yeah, my mom actually has come a long way, dude. I remember when I first was young. Shit. She told me, "You get a tattoo, I'll kick you out of the house." And this is my mom, who's like super nice.
Yeah.
Like, she wouldn't even you know, back then she wouldn't have done it, but still, just the fact that she would make that threat, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Mom! Like, really? And so I eventually moved out and I got one. And
Really?
Yeah.
When did you first get it? How old were
I
you?
was 18. I moved
yeah.
out when I was 18.
Yeah, when I was 18, dude, I was like, you can't do shit.
But so I got one, and then you know, I hadn't seen her for a while. I got a couple more. Like every time I saw her, you know, and at first she was kind of like mortified, like, oh my God, really, Steven? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, come on, Mom. And like now when I see her, it's just like a joke with her. She's like, do you get anything else down? I'm like, yeah. She's like, fucking figures.
Nah, dude. When I was 17, getting ready to turn 18, I literally went up to my mom. I went up to her and my grandma, and I was like, okay, so everyone get a nice, good look at me right now, because when I turn 18, all this shit's gonna be fucking tatted, piercings everywhere. And they were like, no, you're not. And sure enough, dude, like when I turned 18, like I went to get my eyebrow pierced. I got my first tattoo, and my mom was just like, she was like, okay, but please don't get any more. Please don't. I was like, okay, Mom. And I went and just kept on getting them over and over. And like I said, now when I see her, when I see her for like the first time in a long time, like she'll be like, you got any more tattoos? Like, what else you got around here? And I'm like, no, I don't have any more. Or if I do, I'll just be like, oh yeah, that's been there. But she still, like, to this day is just like, please don't get any more tattoos. Don't stop getting tattoos. Don't mess up your body like that.
Yeah, once you get to a certain point, they'll just accept it
No,
because they can't stop.
She's not.
Dude, you could be like 90% covered in tattoos, and she's gonna be like, "Don't get any more."
Yeah, she'll be like, I can't believe you did that. My dad, on the other hand, he doesn't care. He'll just be like, so next time you're fucking broke, it's like, just make sure you look at your tattoos and realize how much money you could have.
That's the one. That's really. I think that's one of the only things that my mom gets pissed off about it now is how much money they are.
Yeah.
Like, she asked me, she's like, how much did your chest cost? I was like, you don't want to know. She's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I used to keep track. I lost track of how much I've spent now.
I've spent.
You're probably in the thousands now.
Oh yeah, for sure. My
Yeah.
chest was 100.
I don't even think I've reached 5.
Yeah, it's a lot. But
What's your favorite one?
my favorite tattoo that I have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of look at them. The cool thing about my tattoos is that a lot of them over here I got like when I was doing different things in my life.
Yeah.
So like I was living with my dad when I got this one. I was living with my mom when I got this one. I was living in fucking Victorville when I got this one. I hate this one.
Just remind you of Victorville.
It does, yeah. It's terrible. You know, I don't know, man.
I like Drag Me to Hell. That's my favorite one.
Drag Me to Hell was cool. That guy's actually blown up. He's actually really hard to get an appointment with
Yeah.
now. I don't know. The next one I'm gonna get is gonna be right here, and that'll probably be the one that I actually like the most. It's just gonna say Carpe Diem.
What is that?
It's Spanish and it means seize the day,
Yeah.
and that's probably gonna be my favorite one just because right there, and that one kind of means something to me. I don't know.
Mine is my kanji. A Japanese kanji, which I hope is a symbol for love.
You know, did you ask Hiro?
No.
Why wouldn't you ask Hiro? He'll tell you what it is.
Never crossed my mind.
Dumbass. I used to fuck with
I
Hiro
did,
all day. Dude, you don't remember me fucking with Hiro all the time?
I had him translate some songs because I used to Shazam a lot of like Japanese tracks from games, and when you Shazammed them, it always showed up in Japanese.
yeah.
So then I asked him like, "What does this say?" And he told me. That was as far as I went. I never thought to ask him about my tattoo.
It's kind of important.
Well, I did my research on it. This is from you ever watch Naruto?
No.
There's a guy on there. His name's Gaara. It's fucking awesome. He walks around with a big ass jug of sand on his back, and he's infused with a demon, and it controls the sand. Like he never has to fight. The sand like protects him, and he's got this symbol tatted like right here on his head.
Why did you get it on your head?
Shut up.
Do people ask you that?
No.
See, I get all kinds of stupid questions like
Well,
that.
this is a common symbol actually. Like there's a lot of people who have this symbol like tatted on them. So no one like knows that I got this from Naruto.
Oh.
But like I saw it on Naruto and I was like, that's really a cool symbol on his head, and that's like my favorite character in that anime. So I looked up the symbol and they're like, it's a sign for love, and he has it on himself because like it's him trying to remind himself that, you know, he loves himself and stuff like that, you know, so he never like kills himself or anything like that. And I like to consider myself a very loving person, so that was why I got it, and I just like the way it looks.
Is he the guy with the mask?
No, he's the guy with the big jug on his back.
I don't know the guy with the mask.
I don't. Oh, you're talking about the ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Okay.
He's cool, but I like Gato. This is my favorite one because I consider myself a very loving person. So
This motherfucking tank. See, I really like these sorts of cutscenes.
well, comics,
Yeah, motion comics are cool, dude.
some of them are.
I like this. Did you ever read any of the Metal Gear comics that are like that? That are animated like this?
Couldn't find them.
Really cool. Yeah, they are really fucking hard to find.
That's kind of like why I got into digital comics, because I don't have to like run around looking for shit anymore.
Dude, they actually, I found the Barnes & Noble at, hold on, I gotta take care of this fucking shit. Barnes & Noble at Chandler Village actually sells comics.
All Barnes and Noble sell comics.
No, not all of them. No, not all of them.
What Barnes and Noble have you been to?
A lot of them.
They may not have like an entire backlog of comics, but they have like the most recent stuff out. They have like a shitload of manga.
Manga. You actually say it like that?
I thought that was the way it's pronounced.
I don't know, like, yeah, I just say manga.
I used to say manga, but a lot of people say manga. I don't want to mispronounce it. But yeah, dude, Barnes & Noble has always been selling comics. They have the little spinners too for like single issues.
They didn't have the spinners when I was there, dude.
You must go to a shitty ass Barnes & Noble.
I've been to a couple of them.
Go to the one on Gilbert, down Gilbert and 202 where we used to work at. You watch Walking Dead?
Yeah, that was what I was going to talk about.
What do you think about that? So
Kind of
far?
sucked.
Yeah. I told you, dude, that show's been dipping since season 1.
I mean, now it's just turning into like a reality zombie TV show.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
I still like it. Like, I still like pay attention to like everything that's going on and try and figure out what's going to happen and shit. But they need to get to some fucking shit, you know?
There's nothing to get to, though.
Yeah, there is.
Like what?
Fucking
What are you trying to have them get to?
Mulberry or whatever it is, whatever that place is.
Oh, like finding the governor?
Yeah.
Well, they hinted at that, but I mean, as far as like the end game, I mean that's pretty much what Walking Dead is about. Is just humanity trying to survive post zombie apocalypse, you know. But I don't know. That show's just been dipping for a long time, man, and it's even worse on AMC just because they do the whole like splitting the seasons into, which I fucking hate.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Yeah, but I do like the whole pandemic thing. Like that should be an interesting story, but it's just that they've proved since I think it was, when did they start splitting it? Was it season 2?
Maybe it was 2 or 3. One of them.
Well, ever since they started splitting the seasons down the middle, they've already proved, man, that the first half is good and the second half just fucking sucks. So I'm gonna try and enjoy the story for what I can in the first half, and hopefully the second half will be good. But for the most part, like if I just stopped watching that show suddenly, like I wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother me.
Fucking, I started watching Mad Men again.
Yeah.
I still love that show. Draper's awesome. You know, and I like Don Draper for reasons that most people don't. Like,
Because he fucking cheats on his wife.
no. See, that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. Most people like him because he embodies the stereotypical alpha male. Fuck bitches, smoke, drink, fucking do all that shit. Got money. Like, I like him because he's so fucked up. Like, he's flawed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's so wrong. Like that guy's gonna crash and burn if he doesn't get his shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just can't. He can't turn all that shit off for his own good.
Yeah.
Because it gets him into more trouble than he should. You know. But one of the things I relate to with him is the way that he kind of lives his life. Is he doesn't really. He always moves forward. He doesn't really look back at like the stuff that he's done or have any repercussions or anything like that. Like, I do that a lot. Like, I think the way that I live my life is very similar to that, and like it's reckless almost. Like, because I have kind of an addictive personality. Like, I'll fucking do whatever it is, even if it's gonna be bad for me long term. You know?
Yeah. Yes.
It's not good.
I wouldn't necessarily say I live my life that way. I would, if I had to say how I live my life, is I like to take life one step at a time. I know my limits, and I at least have like a goal and an outline for how to achieve the goal. I don't want to just blindly jump into stuff. I don't want to blindly just believe in something. Like, I do my research, but for the most part, like, I take my life one step at a time. I try to stay very open-ended about things. It's pretty much how I go through life. I don't know if I can think of any characters who I can relate to that do the exact same thing, but that's one of the things that I do like about TV today is the main characters aren't flawed.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm into. I'm not into the whole like fairy tale thing anymore, like earlier shows were, where there's always a happy ending. I'm into shows where the ending isn't always happy. Things don't normally go as planned, you know. And one show that does that is Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow's a good ass show. Told you about it.
Yeah, but for the record, I was into Arrow before you guys.
You weren't into Arrow though.
Yeah,
You never watched it. When did you watch it?
I told you I wanted
did you
to
watch
watch.
it?
I told you I
When did
wanted
you
to
watch
watch
it?
that show.
When did you watch it?
When
though?
I played Injustice.
When did you watch it? Though?
I watched it earlier this week.
I was watching it much before that shit.
We're not gonna go into why you watched it before me, but let's just say that my way may have been just a little bit more illegal than you.
Hey, you got that CW app, dude. Anyways, I think that's it. I'm done. Are you done?
I'm done.
Well,
I'm not plugging shit because I don't give a shit.
I understand.
You don't want to fucking follow me on anything because I'm just going to be a fucking depressing piece of shit. I'm going to tear your life down. I'm like, oh, I wonder what you're thinking about right now. I'm like, man, this blade will really look good in my neck right now.
I really wish you would,
I really wish I what? Say it.
I can't say it because
Say what again?
I'm guilty of doing the same thing. Like,
What?
When I get depressed, I'll talk a lot of shit. And
I'm not going to do it.
I don't do it either, but, you know.
Only thing I'm doing right now is getting this fucking sauce all up in my system. Other than that, I don't fucking look at knives a different way anymore. I don't fucking stare at a bathtub thinking I need to suck my head in it for about 2 hours.
You know what pissed me off that the Arb said about this last girl that I was with? He said that I got more fucked up with her, or I was more fucked up with her than I was with Brandy, my first girlfriend.
I don't know about that, dude. You told me about Brandy. I thought
Yeah,
that was
that's what I said. But back then, dude, I did all kinds of shit. Like, I fucking gave myself a big old cut right there with a kitchen knife. I was putting cigarettes out on my arm and shit. I didn't do none of that shit with this chick.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you're way more fucked up. I was like, really, Arb? Really?
I don't know, dude. I wasn't there. I don't know the full extent with her.
I went to jail the night that it fucking happened.
I know that. I know the stuff that you told me, but I'm just saying, like, he was actually there and witnessed that stuff. But I'm just saying, based off of what I heard, I would not say that this current chick is worse than the past.
I guess for what it was, because I wasn't with her as long. Like, I was with Brandy for like 3 years when the shit went down. This chick, I'd known her for like a year and a half, maybe. Almost 2 years. But I had only been with her like for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe that's what he's judging her off of. Well, regardless, fucking women, dude.
Fucking women. Love is over.
Love is over.